first keynote of the day, is a very dear friend of mine. We have shared wonderful learning moments with him. I have personally shared a lot of, good things, learned a lot from him. But then I realized that the guy has, trust issues in his career. So he called me one day and said, Ramit, I want to write a book. And I knew that what I was not hoping for, that he will never have trust issues with his life, but there were, and he has written a book. He is going to talk about the topic man, machine, and mischief, where he talks about his book that he has written and a lot of other things around it. For the people who don't know Rahul Verma, he is a awarded thought leader for his contributions to the testing community. He is a senior coach and consultant with Trending Technology Services Germany and a very dear friend of mine. Give a warm round of applause to Rahul and welcome him on stage.
Namaskar. Can I have my slide deck now, please? So it's always a pleasure to come to Step In and present here because in 2006, I was a young kid. I attended the conference, and I come from a theater background, and I looked at the presenters and I thought, I want to do this. And in 2007, I was a presenter in Step In. So I go way, way back with Step In. So always a pleasure. So thank you so much for making me a part of this. So I have come here to do three things. The first thing is talk to Ramit about Donate One. It's about doing something bigger than us, and I think it's one of the greatest things I've seen happening around me. So please talk to him, ask him what is Donate One and how you can contribute. Yeah, great idea. The second thing is that there's a test which is called lipoprotein A, small a. It's a part of blood test profile, lipid profile. This is a test which is available, but we are not getting it done. Please go ahead, next time when you go for your blood test, please go for lipoprotein small a test. You could save your or somebody else's life with it. Yeah? It's not a talked about topic. Mine is 93. It is in the severe most category. It's a genetic disorder. You can't do anything about it. But that's not the point. But it would change your life after that because you would know what to do after that. Yeah? Please keep it in mind. Yeah? I'm not very vocal about health issues, but this is something my family is also not caring about, despite me reminding them. So I thought I would use every single stage to talk about lipoprotein A. So job 2 done. Let's come to the third point. Yeah? I've talked about the important points. Let's talk about, don't do this. Okay, so let's talk about the presentation. This is the story of a book, the last book on testing, which I published this year. This book is not on testing, right? So the name could be misleading. So today we talk about AI, and AI is, I like AI. I use a lot of AI in my work, yeah? I'm one of the so-called, proponents of GenAI, let's put it that way. But the level of discussions, the amount of noise which is happening today on AI, it is almost reaching to my vomit level, yeah? So it's so much discussion on AI that we are leaving out the human part out, which is not a good thing, which is never a good thing. Technology is there to assist us and to help us get better, not to make us weak. And maybe this presentation helps in that direction, because in a testing conference, talking on a non-testing topic is a risk I'm already taking. Yeah? So let's get started with that. Yeah. All right. Man, Machine, and Mischief. This is a satirical fiction novel. The first one written in, we are there for maybe 40, 50 years, this industry. There is no such novel ever written. There is no satire ever written in testing. We are too serious people, too serious. We take ourselves too seriously, yeah? So I thought, how about writing a fictional novel which is of satire, yeah, which has nothing to do about testing, but it is born out of testers. This book is about testers, but a book not about testing. Let's put it that way, yeah? And of course, I'm an AI-themed conference, so let's see what this journey brings to us, yeah? Disclaimer. There is a lot of discussion on AI-generated content. So there are two types of people I meet. People who are hyped up about AI as if it is magic, and within testing community especially, you see these characters. And there are people who are anti-AI voices. What amazes me is the leaders of yesterday are those anti-AI voices. Yeah? And you can see it very, very clear on social media. But the answers are always somewhere in between these maxims, right? It's not that it's great or it's useless. It's both at the same time. Yeah? So that's what I'm going to do. And no, this is not a presentation of what I learned about testing from writing a book. It's not indirect book talk on testing. What do I learn from software testing from playing guitar? What do I learn about software testing from going to a doctor? No, this is not that talk. This is a non-testing talk. Yeah? So don't wait for those analogies. Whatever learning we do, it's your own responsibility. I learned a lot from this journey, and I'm going to share that journey. And no, I'm not here to market this book. You have hundreds of people here. I brought only 47 books to the conference. Yeah? And they won't get sold. I know. This is a crazy book. So the point is not marketing. I'm here to anti-market it. All right. So this is the problem I'm talking about, right? You would find people who tell you, GenAI, using GPT, you can write a book in a day. And that's true. That's true. ChatGPT can write a book in a day. In fact, you don't need a day. You just need a few hours. You can write a book. It's that powerful technology. But I took 4 months, despite having a skill level which is pretty high in the prompting side or in the context side, in the coding side also. So is it that I'm so slow? Or is there some lesson for us? And you are doing the same thing too. It's not about just book writing. You're doing the same thing to software development. How to generate an app with AI without knowing coding. How to be a tester without being a tester. These are the messages around us. So please pay attention that, in this journey, what were the lessons learned? Because in my opinion, those are the same lessons for technical applications of GenAI also. Yeah? All right. So let's start with a story. So the story starts in 2014. When I came up with the title of the book, the last book on testing. There's a book written by Ibn Insha. It's called Urdu Ki Aakhri Kitab. It loosely translates to the last book on Urdu. It is a banned book in Pakistan. It's available in India. It's a great book. I've come from a theater background. I'm a satire person, humorist. I read a lot of such literature. So I looked at the title and I thought, how about writing a book on testing? A mock textbook, right? In the style of Urdu Ki Aakhri Kitab, and I came up with the title, The Last Book on Testing. That's the history of it. 10 years later, year 2024, September month, the book still didn't exist. Just because you come up with an idea doesn't mean it works. Ideas are worth damn a dozen. Yeah? So ideas are cheap. Anybody can come up with an idea. So it means I'm not really author material. I'm not a book author. Otherwise, I would have gone ahead and written that book. So sometimes you need a trigger in your life to do something useful. And that trigger for me was ChatGPT. Yeah. And I've started my journey in the same way, dealing with it the way, as if it is a chat bot, going there, typing something, and soon realized it's a much more powerful technology, and it's here to stay. Yeah? Whatever the community is saying, count R's in strawberry, yeah, then you keep counting that. 2 + 2, 4, and it's not able to calculate. Yeah, you keep doing that, and it's a useless technology. It won't help you. Why are you taking that problem to an LLM, which is a token-based technology? It doesn't understand words. It's not a math technology. Why are you taking a math problem to it? So for generative technology, it's a very powerful thing. Well, that's what I realized. And I'm not a very planned person, so I'm not here to advocate eight steps to write a book. It's after the fact that once I'm done with that 4-month journey, I started in October last year, and in Feb this year, I gave the book for publishing. So this 4 months of journey, in retrospect, what did I do? These are the 8 stages I went through. So I'm not here to discuss a plan. Maybe I write the next book, I would go through a very different journey. It won't be the same journey at all, right? So focus on the lessons and the messages. I would make this slide deck available. So my point is not here. There's more content in this presentation than I can cover in 45 minutes. So I would focus on the key points, yeah? Go through that. LLM as a teacher, me as a learner. I'm not a novelist, as I mentioned. The idea of mock textbook soon changed. I generated various variants, various rough variants of the book using ChatGPT to see where the theme is going. The thing is that what is good for an article is not a great idea for a book. It gets boring, it gets formulaic, and you would have seen those books. They have this template for every chapter, especially testing books. This is the problem, this is the solution, this is the pattern, these are the best practices. Chapter after chapter, you keep doing that. Boring. Not my game. I don't write that kind of content. So those are the ideas I tried out, and I found out the flaws within myself, the limitations within myself, that I'm not author material. So the first step for me is to become an author, to learn, how books are written. And for that, ChatGPT is one of the greatest resources which you have. Don't use it like Google search. It's more than that. Much, much more powerful than that. I recently cleared my German exam with the help of ChatGPT. Yeah? I created an AI course with ChatGPT, Jupyter Notebooks. It's a very, very powerful technology. I learned about neural networks through ChatGPT, and I teach about them today. It's a very powerful technology when it comes to learning. In that mode, please go ahead and continue using it. Try to get away from those biases. If you have anti-AI bias, give it a chance. It's a very powerful technology. And that's what I came across. Yeah? And explore. The thing is that it's my book which I want to write. And if it writes for me, I don't become author. ChatGPT is the author. I want to be the author. So I need to learn what the book writing is about. And the moment from the mock textbook, it became the idea of a novel. Novel is a complex thing. Novel writing is a complex planning and reasoning problem. You have characters, they interact in environments. There are conditions, there are some things which have to happen at a particular point in time. It's programming, it's math. Novel writing is math. Novel writing is logic, yeah? And collect sources. Every time it tells you something, ask, what is your source of information? Go to that source. Read that source. So a lot of satirical authors which I didn't know about, which write in the way I want to write, I asked it for samples. I read those books to imbibe the spirit of those authors, to learn about it. And I never knew about those authors. Nobody recommended them to me. Again, ChatGPT, yeah? Scope check. Same thing, the article versus book check. I usually write articles. I write articles at pace. Sometimes in 3 months, I would write 40 articles. But that writing is not to be confused with book writing, ever. So if you are able to generate a small program using ChatGPT, don't confuse it with developing a software with ChatGPT. It's not the same skill. In small pieces, you get great output. When you expand, when you extrapolate that idea, ChatGPT ditches you. Keep that in mind. Yeah? All right. So next stage. And here's the thing. You look at that M dash. There's a lot of discussion on that, right? M dash is a beautiful thing. I didn't know about it. There's a specific construct. You see, this particular construct here, it has a specific use. M dash is not a replacement for hyphen. So those who talk against M dash don't know about it. If you pick Robert Binder's book, written 30 plus years ago, you see he's a testing author. One of the best books on testing is written by Robert Binder, Testing Object-Oriented Systems. Read his preface. He uses M dashes. That doesn't mean he uses ChatGPT for content generation. M dash is a literary thing, is a literature thing. So that's what I learned. And today, I, by choice, use M dashes where they belong. It's a very, very powerful construct. Yeah? Learnings. All of us learn something new. I used to hate them earlier. No LLM. I wrote the story arc. I've quickly understood I can't let this technology ride my book. It's lame. It's good at some things, but finally, it's my book. If I'm going to put my author name, LLM cannot be the author of this book. Very, very clearly. Yeah? So keep that in mind, and then write. I wrote a draft of the book, a few-page draft. Maybe it's today a 250-page book, but I wrote the book in 10, 12 pages. The structure of it, the skeleton of it, yeah, the characters. What would they do? What is the flow? The story in this book spans billions of years. Billions of years. It's a pre-Big Bang book. That's where it starts. So it's a crazy book. No LLM can give you this creativity. Because if they can give you this creativity, it means some content of this nature would already be written in the world on which it gets trained. But the world is full of cliches. All testing books are cliches. First time it's a good book, next time it's a good book. If all the 100 books talk the same thing, these are cliches. Cliches don't work in novel writing. They're working for you technically. Novel writing is not that game. You have to write something new. And LLMs cannot themselves give you anything new. They are going to parrot what is already available, and in its cheapest form. Yeah? All right. Act the characters. So I acted the characters, and then this is me. And it was a month of work which I went through. Remember that, as the slide says, you can write a book with LLM in a day. You can't write your book with LLM in a day. Yeah? All right. Stage 3. Again, back to LLM, as a brainstorming partner. Great tech at brainstorming. You have an idea, you use it. You ask it that, what if this character, show me if this character chooses this path, what would happen? It is great technology at that. In your technology also, technical work also, just ask what-if questions. By default, the LLM would give you poor code. The first instance is always poor code or poor test case. The moment you go to that generation, LLMs are great, and they generate bad jokes. For example, you can try it out. Go to ChatGPT and give your context as a tester and ask it to generate a joke. That joke would have Jira in it. That joke would most likely have Scrum in it. That joke would have the word synergy in it. And that joke would, if it is trying to be very creative, it would have an uncle at a friend's wedding joke. And these jokes repeat. Tomorrow you go, it's the same jokes. Day after tomorrow you go, I had to generate 1,000 jokes. How do I generate those jokes with a technology which is bad at humor? Yeah? So here's the trick. Uncle at a friend's wedding. This joke is present in our culture also. So I took a note, friend's Mamaji at a Punjabi wedding. And Ramit, during his reviews, he said, make it Phupharji. Phupha, because Phupha is the one who's creating problem. You see, the origin of this good joke was a bad joke with LLM, but you set the quality bar high. You took that input, but maybe I couldn't have thought about that line at all. So still ChatGPT helped you, but you didn't stop there. Same is true for your testing work. Same is true for your dev work. If you stop where the LLM stops, then all the best. Then those results would never be there. And all the best to agentic AI, where you're out of the loop completely. Human in the loop is central to using LLMs, and I stand by that. I'm not very fond of agentic AI today, because in my opinion, the technology is not ready. The technology, agentic AI is a great idea, but the current technology, LLMs, are not at a state which is compatible with agentic AI. They would get there, but they are not there yet. Yeah? Try writing a book with agentic AI, and then we'll talk. Try writing the equivalent of this book with agentic AI if you want to prove me wrong. We'll talk. All right? Keep this in mind. Stage 4. Again, no LLM. I wrote the first draft. Now I have all this content. I have brainstormed the ideas, right? Now I go ahead, because I had about 1,200 pages worth of content. A book can't be that long. So now I have to write my draft. I have to take ideas from there and write the final story. So first draft of the novel, because remember, you are the author. I am the author. That has to be written by us. Yeah? So I wrote that, and the thing which I discovered here is LLMs play safe. You don't realize it when you're generating code. They are a safe technology, and safe is never good. Safe is not creative. There's a statement in my novel. A character goes to a Babaji And he says, Babaji, help me. Testing is a disease. Never in an LLM's imagination this sentence can be generated for you. This sentence can only be created by a human because it is controversial. When you write a novel, there has to be some conflict. If there is no conflict, I can't make you angry. I can't make you cry. LLMs don't have that knowledge to generate content which triggers emotions. That's what I understood. Yeah? So I'm trying to give you an example where I'm trying to use a technology which is not good at novel writing for novel writing. This technology is not good at testing, but you are using it for testing. This technology is not good at code writing, but you are using for code writing. So how you use such a technology, your path is more or less going to remain the same. LLMs are better at coding than book writing. Yeah? But I still ended up using this tech. So testing is a disease, Babaji, a virus. This content cannot be generated. There's a scene where there's a person and he's wearing a beautiful tie. But it's a tragic scene. So the mirror asks the character, why are you wearing this tie? Just to hang around? Go hang yourself with it. LLM objected to that content. Because guess what? Suicidal themes, murder themes are not welcome. So how do I write fiction using such a technology which is playing cliches, which is playing safe, which doesn't use swear words? And I'm writing an Indian book. We will have swear words. Yeah? All right. So next thing, text-to-image models like DALL-E, like Nano Banana these days. I thought it would be easy because people are so gaga about them. It was the most difficult form of prompting, which took for me to generate good illustrations. To give you a background, if you reach out to an illustrator and you want 5-6 images to be painted for you, you would be given 6 to 8 weeks' time. Let's talk after 6 to 8 weeks' time because that's the creative process and it would cost you a lot of money. This book has 30+ illustrations, which I did in a week. And I think they decently stand for what I wanted. Yeah? People talk of plagiarism. Which of the pictures here looks like plagiarism to you? All of them have a backstory. That picture, that frame, first frame is from the movie Guide, Wahan Kaun Hai Tera Song. This frame is from that. I wanted that because there's a chapter in which there's a character who's lost in his dreams. And yeah, it's a testing book, right? So he's lost in his time. He's a test manager. He wants to become something else, Scrum Master. Don't give me this job. This is a disease. So he's in that mode. So for that, I chose this Guide's frame. Now, this picture which you see is generated using that frame, using ChatGPT. Where is the plagiarism? If I didn't tell you, would you find it? So you see, that is the difference between inspiration and copying. When you go to a ChatGPT and give me test cases for login, you don't realize you're copying. Because it gave you same cliched things, which is a part of its default path. Do you realize that there is no NLP behind the scenes? It's only in interaction with you. Behind it's all maths and stats. And a multi-dimensional right to the peak when I took this path. And the good news is it's possible. It's a good technology for that. But if you don't leave this problem to it, you use it as a part of your work, not give the work to it. Yeah, T2I model as an illustrator. So this image which you see, do you know agile teams, the Scrum teams, they're called pigs? Yeah? The Scrum team members are called pigs because they have skin in the game. I'm not creating it. It's a well-documented thing. But people have stopped saying that now. Yeah? So agile teams are Scrum. There's a Sufism, there's a Sufi dance also here. And you don't see the lipstick on the pig. There's a saying that pig with a lipstick is still a pig. So these ideas I clubbed into that single illustration. It's a beautiful, beautiful illustration done using ChatGPT. So somebody tells me you can't generate good, great images using ChatGPT. I think they're not trying. That creativity is you. If you are not creative, don't blame the LLM. If you're a bad coder, don't blame the LLM for generating bad code. If you don't know test design, don't blame the LLM that it generates poor test ideas. All of those are possible. If you know it, if you know the answer, LLMs would help you to a great level. That's what I found out. And then stage 6, LLM as a co-author. Now I have the construct, I have the final structure of the book. I gave the LLM a co-author status in the published book, a ghost to unpredictable. That's ChatGPT. Yeah, that's Chat. So people would say that it is an AI-generated book. Yeah, I used AI, and I want to give credit to this book out in the open. I don't write this book and no, I didn't use ChatGPT. That is hypocrisy. Every one of us is using AI today. And some of us after that go outside the room and criticize AI. That's hypocrisy. That's not good. All right. And I involved 8 people. You know, Ramit was one of the first people to review it. JP, Vipul sir. Vipul sir asked me not to publish this book. I didn't listen to him. I went ahead and published the book still. So, and then 8 reviewers. Because I am a people person, I believe in humans more than any machine. And guess what? Different kind of contributions came through, humans, and they gave me feedback. Some of that feedback I didn't disagree to you, I didn't agree to, so I left footnotes for those reviewers in my book as well. And for that, I took ChatGPT's help. Yeah. All right. There's one diagram here I wanted to show, okay? Keep this in mind for those who are looking for the technical message. Prompt, the chat is a prompt tree. You think of chat as a sequence, as a vertical thing. It's a tree. When you solve a big problem, a test plan writing, a software development, or code, right? So you're going down this tree. Let's say you took this branch. You can come back in the branch to a prompt, edit it. You would see the tree changes. If you can form this discipline, in a chat, you can have a tree of chats. But that discipline, ChatGPT is not going to tell you. It's your goal to take track and take notes with it. So that note is called Scratchpad. And guess what? This is the basis of agentic AI. Yeah? This is the basic of agentic AI. When you say memory, when you say temporary Scratchpad, this concept has been coded into agentic AI. It's the same concept. Yeah? All right. Keep this in mind. All right. This interesting story, so, you've got the message now. It is going into that repetition zone, so I'll make it quick. So after this, I went into review zone. LLMs are great at reviews. Technical document reviews also. And this is where I felt the power of LLM. I gave it different roles. One of the trick I tried is, I gave the book to it line by line, paragraph by paragraph, page by page, and chapter by chapter, and I did multiple cycles of it. 200 hours approximately is what I spent on this, yeah? And I gave it roles. You have heard about persona patterns? Yeah, persona pattern. You are an expert test engineer, give me test cases. That's persona pattern, yeah? And it's BS. You have to give personality. What kind of test engineer? What kind of ideas do you like? Are you a techie? Are you an abstract guy? Try to give it personality. That is persona. You an expert test engineer? No, this is not persona. Yeah? So I gave it the persona of Bill Burr, one of the known stand-up comedians who's known for a rough language. And I gave the book to LLM one paragraph at a time, and I said, roast me. I took roasting as a review technique, and it was harsh. If I write a line and it's really, you think it's a good line? What kind of author you are? So that was very powerful feedback, and no human would have done it to the extent the LLM did it. And then as Ricky Gervais, or as this author, or as a Carl Hyacin, right? So I went through multiple cycles, and that helped me review the book and take into a great shape. My experience is very good. Now, in that, one of the stories I would relate to you is this, what you see on the screen. One of the reviews which I did, and you can try in creative writing, is I said, track your emotions. So I build a complete story. You're a reader. You're an avid book reader. You walk into a bookstore, and you see this title. I gave it the title. Analyze it. What do you expect? Did it capture your attention? Then I gave it the back cover of the book. What do you expect now? Would you buy it? What kind of person you would be to buy this book, right? So these are your expectations. Now I would give you one page at a time, and I want you to track your emotions. And what are the questions in your mind? What are the questions I'm answering in the book at page-wise? And what are the answers you didn't get? Or where did I break your expectations? So I built a journey. Now, there is a certain tragedy which happens in the book to the protagonist, right? And I ask in the book, do you choose hope that something good is going to happen after this? Do you choose despair that, yeah, this is how the world works? Or do you choose indifference? Mujhe kya farak padta hai? And it said, I choose rage, and it started abusing me. Does it matter now, is it intelligent or not? In that moment, it got why I wrote that page, and very less people have actually highlighted what it highlighted. The emotion I wanted to trigger, the LLM gave me that emotion as a trigger. So as a confirmation that, yes, this page is geared at that. If somebody is able to see that you're not giving an answer, you want the reader to be angry at this page. So it started swearing, this is a real response. It started using F words. It said, I spit on you. This is not the LLM you're used to. Yeah? ChatGPT broke its protocol and started doing fancy things. Nobody talks about this kind of prompting. People are busy with copy-pasting, prompt engineering. This is 5 prompts for you, 10 prompts for you. They're not taking their individual journey. It's a beautiful thing. Try it out for your own work. And at the end of it, you would think about happy ending. LLM had told to me right at the idea stage, pick a lane. Are you writing a spiritual book? Are you writing satire? Are you writing a serious book? Because sometimes it gets serious and then shuffle back to jokes. Are you writing a testing book? What are you writing? And I said, Meri maa mat ban. Don't try to act like my mother. I have one, and one is you listen to what I want to write. Don't tell me what to write, okay? But it was right after all. Because when I started discussing who would publish this book, can you touch me, keep me, put me in touch with a publisher, this book doesn't belong to any category. I didn't pick a lane, right? So if on Amazon also, if you see, you don't see this book under testing category. You can't find that book. It's listed under satire, fiction and satire. So this is the world we work in. We are told to pick a lane. I didn't pick a lane when LLM told me to. I shut it down. And I didn't pick a lane when the world told me to. So I self-published the book. So there is no great ending to this story. You write a book because you want to write a book. That's all to it. You want to feel happy. You have a connection with the book. That's a book you stand with. Doesn't matter if anybody reads it or not. You read it first. You are the first reader of your book. Are you happy? Then it makes sense. So people choose today's speed. When they talk of GenAI, 90% time saving, this percent, I didn't save any time. I actually spent more time. Because I wanted to do something, I could have written a book as me. If I have a great technology at my disposal, I would want to write a better book than what I would have written alone. And that's the journey I went for. And that's the core message after all this long. If you're using GenAI for testing, don't think replacement. Try to do more. If you have not done white box testing so far, go ahead and do white box testing with GenAI. Do more. The world is busy translating. I am doing this task. How do I do this task with GenAI? We were doing UI automation. How do I do UI automation with GenAI? People are busy translating, and people are always busy translating than doing more. My suggestion is do more. This is a very powerful technology. All right, at the end of it, Jason Arbin is one of the foremost names in the AI and testing world. So he liked the book. He gave it 5 stars, and maybe good news. But then a better review than this was a person who came and said, this is the worst book I have read in my life. And I think these are the 2 extreme notions I anyways wanted to generate. So both these people are sort of proved my point, what kind of book I'm writing, because the preface says either you're going to love it or hate it. Yeah. All right, with that note, thank you so much. Thanks to all the people who reviewed the book, and ChatGPT, who's the co-author, and you for the quality bar each one of you have. You can bring that to your work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rahul. I would like to call upon Mr. Vinay Beth to hand out the memento and a goodie.
Thank you. Thank you.